love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. So thanks for holding, Audrey. What's going on? Do you have some sort of housing related question? How can I help?
Oh, thank you, Wes, for extending the call. I have a house and am thinking about listing it, and not really sure. I do have a house to land in North Carolina, but I'm not really sure what the implications would be. It's a house that I bought in 2009 at the bottom of the market, and I just wanted to get some groundwork for that.
So let's just go over the round numbers here. What'd you buy the house for?
$469.
And then what do you think it's worth today? What do you think it will sell for approximately?
Probably there's equity in the top of it, which I just refuse to deal with because I've had to re-engineer the entire house. It's a bungalow, typical what you would see in that neighborhood. And so I would assume about $800 probably.
Got it. You had a couple people, by the way, Audrey, just drove off the road in East Cobb when you just said $800,000 for a bungalow. And that is the one difference in Atlanta real estate, that the in-town neighborhoods are somewhat ridiculous, right? It's been great for you, Audrey. You bought you're somewhat of a real estate genius. You bought in 2009. You buy this house for $470,000. It's worth $800,000 today. That's been pretty phenomenal rate of return. All the while you've been living in it. So it's been a really great investment. I guess a couple quick questions on this. Is that just all appreciation because of obviously I know the timing was great, but did you have to put a bunch of money into the house or not really?
Yeah, definitely had to put a lot of money.
Okay.
You can think of.
Okay. What do you think? How much do you think you put into the house over all these years?
Oh gosh, probably 200.
Oh, okay.
Do a kitchen, reconfigure that, do a roof, do the electrical. I mean, just you name it. You know how it goes.
I do.
Everything is old, and it had a garage, believe it or not, but now it's not a garage anymore, and so it's been reconfigured entirely.
Well, here's the deal, and again, this is $800,000, approximately $800,000. How big is this house again? Is it a 3 or 2 bedroom? How big is it?
It's a 3-2. It's probably just shy of 2,000 square feet. So.
Again, this is not Audrey calling from Palo Alto, California. This is Audrey calling from Morningside, where a 3-2 bungalow, 1,950 square feet, is almost $1 million. Yes, that's not a misprint. It's just that, some of these in-town neighborhoods have gotten really, really pricey. So let's just do some quick math. Let's say that you had bought this for $470. You didn't do any work to it. It just doubled. It went to 800. You'd have a gain of $330,000, right? And then because you get an exemption of $250, are you married or single?
Single now.
Okay, so single, you get a $250,000 primary residence capital, or you get exemption from capital gains. So that's a big deal, right? You would have $330,000 gain minus your exemption of $250,000, right? You'd have a gain of, let's call it $80,000, right? And then long-term capital gain on that, not the end of the world. You move on, you buy a place in the beautiful state of North Carolina. However, what you're telling me is that you put a lot of money in here. So really your basis, Audrey, is not $470. It's probably more like $670. So $670 minus $800, you have under. You're still going to make a ton of money, but your gain is only, call it $130. You've got an exemption of $250. So I'm not a CPA, but I obviously consult very often on matters like this, kind of an investment tax question. You probably are going to be okay from a capital gain standpoint because your gain is less than $250 if you count all of the money you put into the house. So, and again, you've got to be really, this is one thing you got to be really careful about. And I've had to go through this exact scenario where I got lucky with some timing on real estate, similar scenario, in-town neighborhood, and there was a lot of appreciation, but I put a lot of money into the house too. And you just have to keep track of all of that and have at least some record that, hey, I spent 30 grand on a roof, I redid the kitchen, it was 40 grand, and so on and so forth. You really want to be able to make sure you can document the money you put into the house, because it increases your basis, and then it will help. It's a big determinant whether you have a big tax bill here, which you could have a fairly big tax bill because of all the gain, or you may have no tax bill, which obviously I'd rather see you have no tax bill. So just make sure you're documenting what you put into the house. You sell this, you probably walk away with obviously a ton of equity, and then you're going somewhere else, right? So would you be staying in Georgia, or you may actually go to North Carolina?
Well, there's a house there already, so no problem. Because if you're going to sell a house, you've got the conundrum of where you're going to.
Where do you go? Yeah. Do you buy another 3-2 bungalow for $1 million in town or not?
No, probably. It would just depend. But yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't cutting off my nose to spite my face with that one, having just endured a very large death tax recently. So
wow.
with a parent, and that hurt dramatically. So, I'm wise to the world, and I don't want to do anything that's foolish.
Are you going to miss Morning? The question is where you're going to miss Morningside. It's a really wonderful neighborhood. It really, and again, I don't live in Morningside, but I'm next to that, and it's a really cool neighborhood. But North Carolina is awesome too. So, but yeah, just get your renovation ducks in a row, and have a conversation with your CPA to make sure that you adjust your basis, and you are going to be in great shape. Good luck in North Carolina, Audrey. Thank you for the call.
Thanks so much.
All right, take care. Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.